CUST CORNER, it's CUST CORNER. CUST CORNER, it's CUST CORNER. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's CUST CORNER, it's CUST CORNER. CUST CORNER,
This is the Pat Mayo Experience Christmas special, a Custom special, if you will, because it is an all Christmas themed CUST Corner.
CUST CORNER, it's CUST CORNER. CUST CORNER, it's CUST CORNER. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's CUST CORNER, it's CUST CORNER. CUST CORNER,
Listen, I don't think that's the name that people call the show. I think that it's a name you've given it. The name Top Cat Corner is really taken off. But,
It's taken off. It's a rocket ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really sad if that's what you think. Anyway, I do want to let the peoples know, give this episode a like. It goes a long way to afford us the opportunity to run as many CUST Corners as possible. Now that football is basically over, we will have much more time to do a few CUST Corners. I know there's been a lot grinding Tim's gears over the past few months that he hasn't been able to let off of his chest, but today is the holiday-themed version, so we're going to stick on that topic alone. And Tim, I am going to introduce the first topic on CUST Corner to you. Are you ready?
I am ready and ready to go.
I do want to let people know, too, that if they hit the comment or description of this, you can find all of the old CUST Corners in there, too.
15 now?
This would be number 16, depending on the release schedule of CUST Corners.
Yeah, sure.
So, number one, Tim, I want you to tell me what your ideal weather on Christmas Day is.
The perfect weather is just about freezing, but just above freezing. A very light dusting of snow, but not enough that you have to shovel or have to worry about driving on the roads. That's the perfect weather.
So I want to say like 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago now. I'm talking like Celsius here. I can't figure out what it is in Fahrenheit, like 3 million Fahrenheit or something. It's a whole ridiculous system. It was like 13 degrees Celsius, which I want to say is like 60 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's like 55, something like that.
So it was 13 degrees Celsius out, sunny, no snow on Christmas Day. It was tremendous. It could not have been a better. It wasn't even raining. It was just nice out. You could wear shorts on Christmas if you wanted to. And that is atypical. As someone who's been buried in 4 feet of snow on Christmas Day before, this was so much better. How isn't that better, Tim?
Well, it's not. I mean, it would be fine for Boxing Day. It would be fine for the days after.
No,
but
it's perfect for Christmas Day. You are so entitled because your family is together that you don't know about driving around on Christmas Day to driving 2 hours. You can't have snow or ice or rain. It just makes the driving difficult.
I was going to say, how does any weather really affect your Christmas? Do you leave your house on Christmas?
Yes, as a rule, there's usually a poker tournament Christmas night. So yes, I do go out. And listen, part of the thing I said when you asked me what the weather was, I said not icy or snowy enough that it affects driving in any way.
But you said it's right around freezing. If it's right around freezing, that's going to affect everything.
A degree or two above freezing, and maybe a very light dusting of like snow the evening before, but not enough to shovel or have to do anything like that the next morning. That's what I like. That's the Christmas that I want. You asked me what I wanted, not what you wanted. And I told you.
Yeah. But you're just coming from a place of entitlement, though, so you need to check your privilege.
How entitled that I want it to be slightly.
No, you check your family privilege at the door. And you don't know what it's like to come from a broken home like Garion and myself.
I am not going anywhere near it.
Last year was dangerous. I had to drive from Peterborough to Niagara.
How long is that, like 3 hours?
It's about a 3.5 hour drive, and last year was bad. We had a blizzard on Christmas Eve night. So that wasn't great. So I would say I would prefer your version. I will also say I don't really care at all. Like, all winter weather is just terrible. Even if it gets up to 10 degrees, it's still crappy outside.
I'll take bad winter weather over 35 degrees hot and humid any day of the week.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, see, I don't like super hot weather either.
I'm not a big sweater, so I like to wear sweaters. So I don't mind the fall for that. I just don't like the cold. I get chilly very quickly.
Say I like a nice 20-degree day. I would live in San Diego if given the opportunity.
Yeah,
I think that's
Southern California is really the place for me.
That's where I'm kind of going with that. But
are you the Beverly Hillbillies? So they said Southern California is the place you ought to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I loaded up the truck and I moved to Beverly.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't care about this white Christmas stuff. And even like you have such a cop-out answer though, where you're like, I want it slightly above freezing with a dusting of snow. Like that's Why?
That's very.
So you can just say it snowed on Christmas.
Also,
Who cares?
that doesn't really happen all that often. How many times have you on Christmas Day have you looked out the window and it's been right around freezing with a dusting of snow? Has that ever happened?
I like how the goalposts are being moved here from what is likely or what is probable from what is your ideal weather. I gave you my ideal, and all you had to do was say, well, that's not good because it's not what I want, or that's not good because it's not all that likely. Like, come on.
He may have a point with that one.
Sure. I just feel like it's a cop-out. Either pick a snowy day or don't. Don't have this weird amalgamation of I don't want it too cold, but I also want a white Christmas. Pick a side.
I chose the Goldilocks approach.
Okay. Well, that was my topic.
Goldilocks gets eaten, pal.
Yeah. Well, what's your Christmas topic, Tim?
Well, I have several. I want to talk about. I definitively ranked the 12 Days of Christmas.
We'll leave that.
Oh, that sounds
We'll
amazing.
leave that for later.
I talked about the types of companies I see advertising for around Christmas. I feel like they're leeching off the holiday season. I want to talk about Secret Santa and my problems with the whole Secret Santa approach.
Let's start with that. Let's start with the Secret Santa approach to anything. What is your gripe with Secret Santa?
So for people who may not be aware, like when it comes to Secret Santas, as a rule, there's a money limit for how much you can spend on a gift. Usually around $10, $15. Of course, it's a thought that counts, but you only have $10 to spend. So it just, you end up buying and then also receiving 99 times out of 100 something dumb that you don't really want and don't really need, that the person is buying for you out of a sense of obligation to participate in this, this activity that they don't really want to be in, you don't want to really be in. You're spending a couple of bucks for this. You don't know who you're buying it. They don't know, you don't know who you're getting it from. I don't know. It's all nonsense. I don't see the point of it. I think that I would rather, instead of Secret Santas, that somebody just donated $10 in my name to a charity rather than do something like that. I don't understand the whole thing. I don't like it.
Well, wouldn't you say that you're paying $10 for the experience? Like it's just something nice to do with coworkers or friends, and it's again, like you said, the gifts you receive are never actually, of value, but
No,
for the
'cause you can't
5
ask
minutes
the
you
person
get
what they
them, it could
want.
be a joke gift. I'm not saying it's something you're keeping for the rest of your life, but is $10 not a price to pay for a day of fun to liven up a friend group or something?
How is that fun? When have you ever participated in Secret Santa and you went, oh boy, that was fun. I can't wait till next year we can do it again.
Well,
no.
alcohol is usually involved in Secret Santa.
I don't know. It's all very performative.
Do you give gift cards as a part of Secret Santa?
Well, that was part of my list, was that gift cards is a part of the plus EV approach to Christmas that I was going to discuss.
Now, what if they're online only gift cards? Like, what if I got you an iTunes gift card?
I would have to re-gift that to somebody else in the future because I don't really use the iTunes.
Would you know how to re-gift an online gift card?
I would have to ask somebody else how to do that. No.
So,
But I do like giving. Yeah, I do. I mean, listen, the great thing about gift cards is, one, you should buy extra gift cards to begin with because you never know when somebody is going to drop by and give you a gift. And if you didn't expect a gift from them and you have an extra cache of a few gift cards hanging around, you can just go get it and give it to them and say, oh, here you go. So like that in and of itself is worthwhile. Plus, these days, there's a lot of places where you can get gift cards where if you spend a certain amount of money, you get something back in return. So not only are you getting something to give as a gift, you're getting something for yourself too. Instead
This
of
is
getting
his Subway approach from 2 years ago.
So this is just
Exactly.
so this is just so you can get something out of it.
No, it's not just that I get something out of it, but again, it's all about that plus EV living.
But I'm confused in the sense that you say you should have some extras to give some people if someone randomly gives you a gift, but you also just said you hate the social construct and just the formality of doing a Secret Santa because no one actually ends up getting what they want. So, I mean, are you someone who, when you show up to a party and they hand you a gift that's clearly like, it's a box of soap or some sort of deodorant package or scratch cards, or
Tim would be all over scratch cards.
Look, I love Christmas scratch cards
yeah, but
too.
Tim is just addicted to scratch tickets.
That's true.
And the
He
tearaways.
But don't you just feel like you're being trapped in some sort of, like, they didn't want to give you a gift. That gift wasn't for you. That gift was for nameless guest who might show up. Don't you feel like that's an insult in almost a way?
Yeah, there's no personal touch to it whatsoever.
It isn't personalized, but I mean, if it's coming from like a second cousin that you didn't expect was going to get you a gift and did, just for the purpose of.
But they didn't get you a gift. They got the idea of you a gift, which
Sure,
again is
but
the
that's-
sense of Secret Santa, which you hate.
Yeah, but that's all part of the holiday season. In other words, you have to expect it's going to happen. Whether you think it's a great idea or not, you are going to run into instances where somebody gives you a gift, and it would be very embarrassing, or it could be embarrassing, if you have nothing to give in return, right? Like, so it's being prepared for those eventualities. I think it's actually quite clever, and actually, it's a good idea.
I'm on Tim's side with this one. Having extra gift cards laying around to give to people as gifts, not just in the Secret Santa format, but just in general, is smart. But it depends on the type of gift card. It needs to be as broad of a gift card as possible. And there's really only one answer to this solution. Like, there's only one solution to this problem in terms of gift
Visa?
cards. Either get the, I guess there's two,
a
prepaid Visa or prepaid credit card, or an Amazon gift card. Those are the two things that you can give gift cards as.
Yeah.
Because that is anything.
Again, I have no problem
Tim
with
is
it.
getting us his like sloppy second Subway discount cards. He's
Well,
giving
okay, but there's
he's giving
Subways
me
everywhere.
no. People don't like Subway.
Well, that's not true. It's
What
like the
what if
most
they don't?
popular
Why?
fast food
Yeah,
restaurant
but
in
you
America.
are now putting them into a situation where they have to go to Subway, which most people don't want to do. With an Amazon
I
gift
would
card,
say
you can buy
in the
yourself
run of the-
anything. And Tim doesn't even give a Subway like gift card. He gives them like a sub club card with like 7 of the 8 stamps on it.
They haven't had sub club cards, and you know this, for like a decade. Like, that's not even a thing anymore. I wish it was.
I put exactly
I'd be
$7.85 on this gift card because it's if you get the small combo with a 6-inch of the basic original subs, it's what it comes to.
Tim also is probably a big fan of like, he has his like Tim Hortons cards, his Starbucks cards, his Subway cards from that he got, and then he'll re-gift them, but only when there's like minimal amount of money on them. You're like, oh, here you go.
no, I'm
Here's
not
like $2.75 on your Starbucks card. You can get
What
three.
kind of
You
monster
can get
would do
three
that?
quarters of a venti.
What a monster! I can't imagine somebody doing such a thing. That
Again,
would be awful.
I'm with both of you in the sense that you should have these backup gifts. I'm just surprised that Tim, generally you are anti these social constructs that, oh, why should I have to get a person something just because society tells me I have to do it? I feel like you're really conforming here, and I'm worried
it's just
about
the
you.
awkwardness is not worth it. It is not worth that uncomfortableness of, wow, thanks for that gift, and then basically have to say, I wish I had gotten you something, but I didn't. I want to avoid that.
How do you feel
and
about giving
so-
cards
so
that
most-
don't have money in them or a gift card?
Just a card.
Just a card. Maybe you write something
Now,
nice
I
in it.
love Christmas cards. I like Christmas cards as much as I like the gifts. I love writing cards.
I don't even like
I
getting birthday cards.
I was gonna say, do
just
you-
hand me an envelope with
do
money.
you
on it.
have-
Don't
do you
waste
have
your
a-
money on the fucking card. Give me the extra $5.
Do you have a drawer where you've saved these heartfelt cards you love so much, or do you
I
throw them out
save-
3 days later?
I save every card I get, and when I send people cards, I always write, because I like to assume other people do this too. I always write the date in the top left-hand corner of the card I'm sending. That way they know what year the card is from. I think
For their
greeting
scrapbook?
I think greeting cards are a very charming way to communicate greetings amongst people. One of my favorite things about Christmas is sitting at the kitchen table and getting out the address book and writing out all the Christmas cards and putting them on the envelopes and putting the stamps on and going to the post office to mail them. I think there's something old-timey and kind of wonderful about that. And I love the Christmas cards I get, and I love giving. I don't care when I get cards with nothing in them. That doesn't matter to me in the least. I love getting the card. Just somebody physically written their name in the card, wishing me a Merry Christmas. That to me is worth more than just about it. I really like that. That's very, very touching to me. And I like to think other people too enjoy getting greeting cards in the mail.
Is there a
And
level
I like-
for that though? Like if it's just, if you buy the box of 20 at Walmart and it's got the have a happy holidays in the middle and they just write Tim on the top and then send it, do you keep that card, or they actually have to have written a heartfelt message? They wrote
deciding-
your name.
and mailed it to me.
Ugh.
They wanted me to have a card, therefore I'm going to keep it. Yeah, I have a whole drawer of old cards that I've kept over the years.
You're a hoarder. Are you a secret hoarder? We just didn't know. Do you keep all your old scratch tickets too?
No, I either
Non-winners
throw them out or
included?
Cash them in. I either throw them out or cash them in, like the one I cashed in this week.
Oh, you're back on the scratch tickets area?
Well, I hadn't been for a while, but then I bought some Pro Lines and bought a scratch ticket at the same time, and I won more than I bet on my Pro Lines on the scratch ticket. So it was a winning day for me.
You should have really
You can't beat that logic.
posted about it on Twitter, because then you could have scratchies in your menchies.
I mean, my wife keeps like cards too. I just completely do not understand it. I get it and immediately throw them out. What am I gonna do with a card?
I
Cares?
guess I can understand it if someone's written a heartfelt message, but even then,
I kept one from the wedding.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I kept one. I mean,
I'm also the type of person when I send birthday cards to people or Christmas cards, not like the ones out of the box, but like I am the person who spends 15 minutes at Hallmark or 15 minutes at Carlton Cards, going through the verses, going through the cards, picking just the right one that I think expresses what I want to say on that card. You might say that's a waste of time. I know you love to go on about
it is.
How I waste time,
It
blah, blah,
is a waste of time. You should really have better things to do with your time.
But it's important.
You know
to
what?
Me.
Keep the $9 for yourself on your Hallmark card that you're going to send.
To me, I think greeting cards are an underrated but yet very important way that we communicate with people, and I really, really take the time to pick just the right tools.
Do you know anyone outside of Tim that does Christmas cards or holiday cards? Because the only person I know is my grandma.
I was going to say, I don't even think my mom does it anymore.
You send an email, text someone.
Yeah.
Texting someone's probably just
I'll text my friends on
Yeah.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Boom.
Yeah.
Job done.
About it.
Back to Secret Santa for a second.
Yes.
So you said like a lot of the Secret Santas have like restrictions on, you can buy a $10 keychain or something.
Yeah.
The move is spend way too much on a Secret Santa gift, and then people will think you're a rich. Real classy move, and it makes people feel bad and makes you look great. Then people
That's
like,
even worse. Then you're using the Secret Santa to play some sort of like mind game with people. Like it's already sort of an awkward social requirement that you're like adding an extra layer of uncomfortableness on
exactly.
top of it.
Think about it like at your office. You go into your office, you have the Secret Santa for everyone. Everyone's giving like a $10 Starbucks card or like I mentioned, like a shitty keychain. Tim comes in with like a $90 bottle of wine. $300 bottle of wine. Here you go. Merry Christmas. You're the boss of the office all of a sudden.
Oh, well, it could go that way, but it could go the other way. You could be in a situation where people think, who does he think he is?
Oh, who does he think he is spending his hard-earned money on me and someone else, giving out a gift? Yeah, people are gonna frown on that person.
The person receiving the gift won't think that, but the people who see that person receiving that gift may not be too pleased, if you know what I mean.
They hate your generosity, is what you're saying?
I just saying I could see it being interpreted in other ways too. Like, you
but it
never
doesn't
know how
affect
people
them because the only person it would affect would be yourself because the gift you would be receiving in return wouldn't be of equal value. Their gifts didn't change because of the interaction.
I assumed you'd be on my side here.
No, I like what people it has a bunch of different names.
What would they make?
The elephant gift exchange is the best sort of Secret Santa. Because then you pit people against one another.
Yes.
And that creates an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different names for it.
Yankee Swap.
Yankee Swap was what I was trying to think of earlier.
I've always known as the elephant gift exchange.
Okay.
But that is when you get some real tension on the go.
Yeah, that's good.
So would you recommend that?
No, I don't like that either.
But that's way more fun.
I think it's too nervous.
Gift giving should, whenever possible, just be about giving of oneself to a person out of just a general sense of generosity, rather than to play some sort of weird game. Like, I don't know. I'm not on board with that.
No, it's far more cutthroat because then if you start injecting like good gifts into the
mix, you need the one person or two people.
Then it gets super cutthroat. Yeah. Like I remember we did it our first year.
Didn't we have an iPod or something?
Yeah,
there was something really good on the table.
There were some like legit gifts in there, but the move was because it depends on the order in which you get to steal the gifts from. So you can either take a gift from the pile or you can steal someone else's gift. But if you go early and you steal someone else's gift, I mean, you do get to redraw. And someone might steal something good that you get in the future, but you're probably not going to keep that. The move is, if you go early, is to target the booze. So I think there was like 40 people in the one that we did.
Yeah.
And I was like 5th or 6th up. And someone got like a 40 of Jaeger.
Oh,
it was one of the first or second people. So I stole the bottle of booze. And by the time that someone could steal it from me, it was gone. That is the move in Yankee Swap. And then I got real loud with people.
Yeah.
I bet. I mean, that's like the Christmas version of playing like blind poker, in other words.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which you do every Christmas night as a tradition.
No, he doesn't play. Well, I mean, after he gets eliminated from real poker, then he plays blind poker, which he still does very poorly.
That's what you say.
I mean, that's the facts. I'm not going to be there tonight.
No, I know.
As people are watching this. You're not going to be there either?
No, I'll be there. Although Christmas poker is not on Christmas Day this year. It's a couple days later.
Oh, I still won't be there.
I know. It's annoying.
Unfortunately for me. I mean, I have a very good track record at Christmas poker. Big bonanza, especially when I had no monies. It was a great time to show up and win some monies.
Sometimes till 4 a.m. if you have to. People are just waiting on those prizes.
Yeah, I eventually had to call it quits one year. It was just going on too long. Our two real poor friends ended up with me in the final 3, and they were dead set on getting that money. I was like, I don't need the extra like $50, man. Like, you have it, I'm gone.
Yeah.
It was not the Christmas spirit of playing poker. Waiting there all night, just folding, and losing pots back and forth to one another. Try to sneak out second place instead of third place.
Yeah, I remember that night, how generous you were when our friend Brad called you down with King Jack and lost, and you took all of his chips and went, all for me.
Well, he had slow played someone with exactly the same hand, like 2 hands before, and taken him out.
2 hands before.
So anyway, I'm in on not necessarily Secret Santa, because I mean, for us, it's only going to be Paul and I exchanging gifts. Yeah, so it's not really so secret.
That's the thing. I think it's just all about how it's deployed. Like, I would say that, amongst friends, yeah, you could probably just get each other meaningful gifts. But yeah, in office settings, school settings, I think it's fine. And I would say that if it has the element of Yankee swap to it, it's even better. It just makes for a fun night.
You just give each other money. Just like my family does to one another. Just transfer money all around. No cards, no nothing, just e-transfers.
That's good for the environment. Yeah, Tim, how do you feel about the environment with all these cards you're putting out into the atmosphere? All this wasted paper.
I have to admit, I'm not too concerned about the nature of my carbon footprint when it comes to sending holiday greetings. I'm going to send them.
Well, I would like to know the best gift you received as a child.
Oh, without a doubt, the best gift I ever got, and I asked for it for months and months, and I got it, was the original Game Boy when they first came out.
Oh, that's a good answer.
I was fired up. I played Tetris every day for at least 6 months. Just that. I had other games, but that's what I wanted to play.
That's what I figured.
Yeah,
that's the most you thing you could do with a Game Boy.
You know you can get Tetris on your phone, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I haven't played Tetris in forever.
Would you become addicted to Tetris again?
Possibly.
No, I'm telling you right now, Tetris has gotten too complex. It's gotten too flashy, and Tim's going to hate it. Because where's the Tetris I grew up with? Tetris is about simplicity.
Funny you mention that. Like, a group of us have been playing a lot of Mario Kart recently for the Wii, but the older version. And apparently, like, the new Mario Kart has, like, planes and boats and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's like, I don't even want to play that version. I want nothing to do with that version. I like what I'm used to playing and what I'm pretty good at. It, like, Tetris, original Tetris, I know, I like. That's the way I wanted to play it. And I had other games. I was pretty good at Kirby. I was pretty good at this Ren and Stimpy and Outer Space game that we had. I was actually really, like, if they had like a world championships of that game on Game Boy, I feel like I would have been in at least the top 3 places. I was so good at that game. Same with Kirby's Dream World. But Tetris was and I wanted it for months. I'd seen it advertised on TV, and I was so excited when I opened that gift. I mean, looking back on it, the thing was huge. But it occurred to me that it was real tiny at the time.
Oh, so that was the gray one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the gray one. We're talking like 1991, 1990, that era. Whenever the first Game Boys came out, I got one. And it was just the best. It was the greatest gift I ever got.
I just remember how happy I was. I think it was, I don't know if it was the 4th generation or the 5th generation Game Boys, but the screen was actually LED.
Ooh.
So you didn't have to sit next to a window at just the right angle to get the
Were
sunlight.
These ones were like see-through?
No, they weren't see-through. I think it was Game Boy Advance, but it was just you could play it in the dark, unlike the past Game Boys where you needed the proper lighting to actually see the screen. I just remember most of my childhood being in front of a window, having to get the right angle so I could see what level my Pikachu was.
6 months away from Christmas, pretty much. The next birthday, I got one of those lights that you clip onto the Game Boy so that it brightened up the screen so you could play in the dark or whatever. That was a real winner.
What was the best gift you ever got? 'Cause I remember very vividly that I asked for this like 6-in-1. It was like a pool table, and you flipped it over.
Oh, I
and
remember
it was
those.
like air hockey.
Yeah.
It had bumper pool. I believe it had foosball. You could set it up that it was a basketball
net. It had backgammon too, didn't it?
I mean, I don't think a backgammon board would not need to be that big. It did not have backgammon.
So this was actually like a legitimate version of this because I know they make those smaller.
No, it was
ones
like a
where-
legit, like it wasn't like a legit pool.
Yeah, but it was-
like a Fisher Price
Yeah.
pool thing. I was probably like 7 or 8. Played it once.
Really?
Yeah. It was terrible. It was just awful. I was so fired up to get it. Like the basketball net like broke immediately.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing like wasn't level when it came, so all the balls in the pool just went to the same pocket. It was just a big fail all over. But I was so pumped for about 3 hours.
I would say.
Well, funny about big fails. My grandmother bought me a train set once because I really, really, really wanted a train set.
And nothing
And
should
I
be.
was
Yeah, we've been over
and I
that.
was so excited to set it up, and it was missing a piece of the track. She was so upset, and it was Christmas Day, and I was so excited to play with my train, and there was missing a little piece of the track, and the whole thing wouldn't work. And I don't even know I think she had to take it back for a refund because there were no other sets of that train, and they couldn't get. It's not like the Vincent Price egg, thing where you just call the number, mailed to you. Like they didn't have the piece, or whatever. So like I never got the train set.
I would say
it was a really sad 2016 in the Anderson household.
All right.
I got a PlayStation from my grandmother in like 2000. That was really good. But I also Mattel made computers.
What?
1 year.
Are you sure it wasn't an Etch-a-Sketch?
No, Mattel made computers. They made a Hot Wheels computer. It was blue plastic with flames on it, but a functioning computer.
Better than Acer?
What did it run?
In my
Like
experience,
Windows
yes,
95?
actually. It was Windows 98. Like when it broke, they took the processor from that and just put it in like a normal computer, and it still worked like a normal computer. But the female version, this is back when we assigned genders, was a Barbie computer.
And you got that one instead.
No, I got the Hot Wheels computer. I really wanted it. It was the funny part about it in retrospect is it was my family's only computer for like 10 years, and it was giant and blue. But the box showed up on like December 7th, and I was 8 or 9 at the time. And I think that was when I realized it was my greatest present / also when I realized Santa wasn't real. Cause it was like, oh, this box got here really early, and my dad had some convoluted like, oh, for the bigger stuff that doesn't fit in the sleigh, Santa sometimes delivers it early. But it was a massive box, and we're in a starter home at this point, so it's just sitting right next to the door, blocking half the hallway. Like, there's nowhere he's gonna hide it.
So that's how you found out that Santa wasn't real?
Basically, yeah.
Do you remember when you found out Santa wasn't real, Tim?
I don't remember it. I mean, I guess I was 7, 8.
Did you have a
something like
moment,
that.
or was it just you kind of phased out of it? Because I don't
I
think my
guess I just
parents
sort of
ever
phased
actually
out.
said Santa's not real. We just kind of came
Yeah.
to a mutual
I don't think
understanding.
I ever really had that conversation or that realization. I think it's just one year I just was aware, and I was like, this is not real. Although, of course, as you get older, you realize that, of course, Santa Claus is real, but he's not real in the way we think he is, right? He's real in the, yes, Virginia, there's a Santa Claus type of real. But yeah, I don't remember a moment or an epiphany when I realized there wasn't a Santa Claus.
He's real right here.
He's real in my heart. He's real by not being real, is what you're saying?
Well, real in the sense that he exists as an idea of generosity.
Oh, like Batman at the end of The Dark Knight.
You mean like when he blows himself up with a nuclear bomb and then is suddenly just okay?
No,
later on?
that's
And-
not
that's
The
the
Dark
Batman-
Knight. That's
Oh, that's The Dark Knight Rises. I'm sorry.
no, The Dark Knight's where he realizes he's more valuable
but
in the
he
city of
actually
Gotham
was
as an
real.
idea.
Wait,
But he actually was still
but he's
real.
not real. He's Batman.
So you're saying Batman is Santa Claus?
They're the
That's
same.
a hot
They're
take.
the same level of realness to Tim, aka very real. I remember it very vividly. 1990 Christmas, 5 years old.
You were 5?
My uncle looked at me and goes, my mom's youngest brother is 9 years older than me. So he's like my older brother. Just
Right.
looked at me, he's like, yeah, Santa's not real.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Then he beat the crap out of me.
See, I had to at least
Because
invest.
you were, that's still like allowed in households now? Like if you have an older brother, does he beat the shit out of you still?
I had weird. I had a
you don't
twin
have you have
sister.
twins, so she used to beat the shit out of you, obviously.
She did, yeah.
She probably still does.
No, I'm
She's
significantly bigger than she is
She's
now.
moved, yeah, but she's far more athletic.
Yeah, but I'm just bigger. So if she gets close to me, I just sit on her.
Just smack her around?
just give her a Ray Rice.
Jesus.
No, I
Lord.
also had like similarly. There we go. Aged cousins. No one was ever. We didn't have like the.
There wasn't the one like older,
No.
but still close enough that they're not like an adult beating the shit out of a kid.
No, we didn't have that.
Does that happen anymore though? Like if you have,
I'm sure it does.
If you have like a, I don't know,
Yes, it's human
11-year-old son and a 6-year-old son, the 11-year-old beats the shit out
yeah,
of the 6-year-old.
I would
right?
think so.
Yeah, it's human nature that the older sibling sort of teases or antagonizes the younger one. I mean, that's probably been going on for time immemorial.
Well, what happens if you are a parent and you have 2 sons or 2 daughters or just 2 siblings that fight with each other, but the younger one beats the crap out of the older one or antagonizes the older one? What do you do?
Wasn't that the plot? Wasn't that the plot of like the last National Lampoon's movie?
I'm-
Like one with Helms in it?
I can't
Pretty
say
sure
that.
that
I
was like
can't say that I saw it.
Well, I did, and I'm pretty sure that was the plot where the younger brother kept picking on the older brother.
So wait, sorry, which this is the Ed Helms version of National Lampoon?
Ed Helms version of National
Why
Lampoon.
did you
Family.
watch that movie?
He watched Bad Santa too and said it wasn't bad.
I saw Bad Santa 2 opening day first showing. I was waiting.
Ooh.
I was fired up and
Waiting with who? No one?
I went to see this by myself. Yes.
Yeah, but no. Was there anyone else in the theater, not just with you?
Oh, it was jammed. It was.
I one time showed up to a movie. Well, I think I was late to a movie, and I got there so late where they wouldn't sell me a ticket to that movie, but it was playing like 45 minutes later. And even just standing there for 45 minutes waiting for them to like clean out the theater so I could go in and sit down was the saddest I've ever felt in my life. It was like me and 2 other guys, and they were just duds. It's like, I don't want to be
here. In your life. You've lived a pretty easy life. If that's the saddest.
No, okay, that's true. We all know the saddest moment of my life is when my credit card got declined when I tried to buy a junior chicken.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but you did. So.
Have you ever been in a movie theater where there's been no one else there?
Oh, it's great.
Yes.
It's
I've
the
been
best.
on matinee showings on weekdays.
I went to the theater doesn't exist anymore, but I think it was like the last year before basically it went under. They destroyed it because no one ever went because it was a shitty theater. I saw Narc.
Okay.
Me and 3 other friends. It was in high school.
The Bedford Theater?
The Bedford Theater. So it was either high school or it was like first year of college. And there was no one else in there.
So you smoked.
Yeah, we were smoking and drinking the entire time. It was the best movie experience of all time. They should have more theaters like that.
The last movie I saw with no one else but me in the theater was at the Penhorn Mall Famous Players. I went to go see the Al Pacino version of The Merchant of Venice. And this was like a month after it had started, like they were showing it. And I was the only person in the theater. I don't know whether they would have shown the movie had I not bought the ticket. Like there was no one else. No one else came in. The usher didn't come in beforehand or afterwards. It was just me in the theater. It was a very strange experience for what was an excellent movie.
Bassanio, let me tell you, you gotta have to give me a pound of flesh. Hoo-ah.
Okay.
Was he playing Shylock very over the top?
Yes, he was, but believable. I mean, Jeremy Irons was really, really good as Antonio.
I could see that being the case.
And not Ray Fiennes, Joseph Fiennes was really good in that movie. It was actually a really good movie, and actually very well done. But I was the only person there.
Doesn't really compare to the movie I last saw in an empty theater with my friends, which I believe was the A-Team remake.
Oh, was your favorite character Van? Do you ever go to movies by yourself? Because I do.
Yeah, I love it.
I do all the time.
People think it's really weird. I think it's great.
They shut the lights off, and everyone's just sitting and staring at the screen anyway. I don't see why it's a weird social thing.
It's a solo experience during the movie itself.
Now,
so
No. See, I see. It depends on the movie you're at, because sometimes it's great to have
Mystery Theater 3000.
Yeah, I mean, but that's sometimes fun to do in a theater. Like when my friend Ryan and I saw Domestic Disturbance with John Travolta and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, that would be
someone
fun.
had to call the usher on us because we were talking throughout the entire movie because it was so fucking bad.
Yeah, I remember doing that. I think it was with Avatar and one of my friends. It was
that's a
so
terrible movie.
stupid. Exactly. It was so stupid. I could not point out the flaws of it.
You know, there are 4 more
I
Avatars
know
coming out.
it's been
it's a
so
money-making
long.
machine.
Ah.
It's a license to print money. I mean, James Cameron the next time he makes a really good movie will be the first time he makes one.
Oh my God. How dare you besmirch Aliens, T2, the original Terminator? True Lies is still one of the best action movies of all time.
Alien is a great movie.
No, Aliens is a better movie than Alien.
Oh, you're crazy.
No,
That's 'cause you don't like Ridley
you
Scott.
are. I like Ridley Scott. You are the insane one on this. People love aliens.
And even if you think that, try to besmirch T2.
or True Lies.
not that
How
True
good-
Lies
how
too. Yeah,
good
True Lies is a fantastic movie. It is.
It's not that great. It's okay at best.
Which one, True Lies or
That's all
T2?
James Cameron is capable
You're wrong
of
on
doing
both,
is-
but still.
James Cameron's only capable of making okay movies like Titanic or Avatar or any of these things. They're all just meh. They're okay. I got no time for them.
I can't believe you don't like True Lies. I will watch
I'm
True
not-
Lies every
I'm
time
not
it's on
against
TV.
it.
There's no point
I'm
of
not-
True Lies that I can't come into that I'm all over. That's actually one of my favorite parts of the holiday season.
Oh, watching cable movies?
Is just watching random movies on cable.
Not
Especially
those Hallmark movies, I hope.
because like I hate spending time around my family. It's the absolute nut low. But I get stuck there for 2 hours before I fuck off and go to the casino or something like that. My uncle
Yeah,
and
we go play poker or watch a movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
or me and my uncle just go drinking and just leave the family
The
behind.
same uncle?
Same uncle, yeah. We're very good friends.
Yeah.
He doesn't beat the shit out of me anymore. And he's like 40 something now. He doesn't have the energy to really assert himself with that sort of aggression anymore. However, although he used to have this Cavalier Z24, which he ended up giving to me, which was really nice, except it was like the year 2003 and it was a 1989
Right.
Cavalier. Oh, it had a big engine in it. It was a sports car. The one
They have
Cavalier
rear-wheel
sports
drive?
car. No, it had a V6 in it though. It was a 5-speed and
Oh, wow.
it fucking flew. But we used to be playing like road hockey growing up on the street, and he would just come up and actively drive through our games and drive onto people's lawns to chase people down, freak them out. So he lost that sort of edge to him. So now we just go drink in peace. But at some point, myself, my grandfather, him, my mom, whoever, will just be sitting around the house, fire's going, and they crank up their fucking wood stove so hot, everyone's basically half passed out.
Yep.
'Cause it's so hot. Tim, you know about the wood
Oh
stove.
yes, it is. It's warm.
My grandparents.
And it's
places like
a
that,
real
too.
wood stove. And now my grandfather's
Yeah,
old. He makes us go chop the wood. which is
Poor
just
Murdoch
cool.
last year was out in the rain and the cold, stoking a fire that nobody went to.
Yeah, he almost lit himself on fire. And he looks more and more like Larry David by the year. It's crazy. And he wears these transition glasses, like clips on his actual glasses that are like sunglasses. Now he just wears his sunglasses 24/7. Nighttime, daytime, it doesn't matter to him anymore. Just wearing shades, looking like a crazy person. But
Like Jack Nicholson does now.
a lot like
Who
Jack
does
Nicholson.
this?
The difference is Jack Nicholson's what, 90?
I don't know.
He's in
That's
his
a good question.
80s.
Jack
He was
Nicholson.
he wasn't that old when he was in 80s and 5 Easy Pieces, was he?
When did 5 Easy Pieces come out? 30 years ago?
Oh,
Like, what's
I don't know.
the last movie I remember Jack Nicholson being in is The Bucket List with Morgan Freeman. I think that came out like 2004.
Nah,
Oh,
I
he
think
was
it
in
was
The
more later
Departed.
2000s.
And you know what? The Departed may have been his last movie. What was that, 2007?
That was 2007.
81.
Yeah, okay.
So you're referencing movies that came out, 35 years ago.
Let's see.
37 years ago.
Wait, the movie came out in 81 or he's 81?
He is 81
Okay, yeah.
years.
But he has a lot of cocaine abuse.
Oh, yeah.
The Bucket
Yeah.
List was his last real movie. It was 07. He was in another movie called How Do You Know in 2010, which nobody saw. But yeah, like The Bucket List and The Departed were like his last movies.
But Arnold is a good Christmas time movie star to be on. Everyone can get behind an Arnold movie. It could be Kindergarten Cop. And it could be It's Not a Tumor. Everyone loves It's Not a Tumor.
It's true.
T2, that could be on. You don't see a lot of just The Terminator on TV. T2's on.
T2's
all the time.
on all
but
of the
True
time.
Lies over Christmas is just always on.
Yeah. It's been
Underrated,
showcase action a lot.
underrated Bill Paxton in True Lies as well.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Married to Christopher Guest.
Yeah.
But is there any movie that you can remember just being on at Christmas time? Because it's not
That's like not a Christmas movie.
like Home Alone's.
It's a Wonderful Life is always on because it was
I hate A Wonderful
It's
Life.
a Wonderful Life.
because nobody owns it. I think that's the reason.
It's
right?
also
it was made
4.5 hours long.
Well, that was it. It was made by some random. I remember reading somewhere. It was made by some random company, and it wasn't owned by any of the TV networks or any of the studios. So any network could show it whenever they wanted. It was like a great filler of content.
Tim strikes me as a George Bailey type. Like if you were to
I like that
give him money, he would just blow it. No. Your money's not here. It's in Garion's
said
house, and
before.
Paul's house, and Pat's house. What do you do with my money in your house, Paul?
As I've said before, Mr. Potter is the real hero of that movie. He's the hardworking industrialist who isn't giving his money to a drunken uncle to lose. on Christmas Eve, and is trying to look out for the best for his clients.
So not only are you watching a terrible movie, but you're cheering for the worst character in the terrible movie.
If you believe proper financial management is a bad character trait, I suppose I plead guilty.
I know we've done this before.
We have.
We did a whole show on this. Where do we fall on what was the best Christmas movie? Was it Bad Santa? Is that what we picked?
Knowing,
I don't remember.
I would say
but
it's probably up there.
be.
What's that?
It probably should be. Or if it's not, like it's in the top 2 or 3. I mean, the National Lampoon's is great, but it's so overwatched now.
Yeah,
so,
so I can't really think of a Christmas movie that I wouldn't put higher than it not based on just nostalgia. So
I mean, I have my own insights to what constitutes a Christmas movie and what doesn't. Most people disagree with me.
Yeah.
But I do think that Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is the best Christmas movie. That or
that sounds like a familiar argument.
That or Eyes Wide Shut.
Well, more of a New Year's Eve movie.
Love Eyes Wide Shut. It's on a poster behind me.
That happens more than you think it does.
What?
We could do a supercut of you doing that over the last 5 years.
What? With the
staring directly into my eyes and doing the Eyes Wide Shut thing.
The Eyes Wide Shut, just one bar on the piano?
Yeah.
It's such a great movie.
Speaking of movies, though, because Tim, I wanted to ask you about this, and I was curious if you had this on your list of grievances. How have you been taking the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer backlash?
I'm so annoyed by this. I'm glad you mentioned it because it was on my list. The moral of the story of Rudolph is that both Rudolph and Hermie the elf overcome obstacles from a real world which is mean and cruel, and overcome these things and then become the heroes. And then the people who are like the villains, like Rudolph's father or Santa Claus, realize the error of their ways. And at the end, even the abominable snow creature has a near-death experience and learns the error of his ways. Sort of an homage to Ebenezer Scrooge. And that is the classic Christmas story, whether it be Scrooge or whether it be, the Grinch himself, that the whole purpose of these Christmas stories, the fable or the moral at the heart of them is that people overcome obstacles and that they become their better selves, or that they teach people to be their better selves. The idea that there's something wrong with the Rudolph story because it's got a lot of problematic content is just so tiring. It's people who don't understand the point.
Counter argument, though.
Well, I want to throw something out here, too.
Sure.
In Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Michelle Monaghan has a rant about this entire thing. So Shane Black was a good 15 years ahead of the curve on this one. The problem with the Rudolph thing, and the thing that people are pointing out about it, is that he gets bullied through the entire thing.
He does.
He does, and they're saying that is the bad part. That's not the bad part. I don't want to advocate for bullying, although that's what the show entirely is just bullying people.
Basically.
So that's why people tune in. We do it for humor's sake, though, and everyone's on board, probably. But the only reason that people come around to Rudolph in the end is because they're using him.
Yeah.
They need him. They don't actually like him, but they need him, so they pretend to like him. That's not good.
Santa Claus does, but his mother and father don't want him back because they need him.
No, because he's useless, and all of a sudden, he has agency now. He's of value.
It's interesting.
He's
because
basically treated as a commodity.
It's almost weird.
How a very tired Marxist would look at this.
It's almost the underlying plot of every inspirational Disney sports movie about racism. I'm sure people loved Jesse Owens after he won a bunch of gold medals and gave a middle finger to Hitler, but they only love him because he did that, because he accomplished a goal. I don't know. I think you're onto something here.
This was the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang argument towards it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I was also going to say, in rewatching that movie as an adult, Rudolph's just kind of a bitch. He's really annoying. I don't think...
You get why people don't like him?
Yeah, I get why he's a loser. I kind of do. Should they make fun of him because he's different? No. They should make fun of him because he's a bitch.
Wow. That's a take hot enough to cauterize a gunshot wound.
Yeah, that is you're coming in fire. You so rarely have hot takes.
Yeah.
I like that you're on board with this hot take.
Yeah. He sucks.
Oh, wow.
It's just not that good either.
Well, okay, but that's that's fine. If you want to say it's not good.
Cornelius is a good character.
Don
He is a good
Cornelius?
character.
Don Cornelius.
I'd rather just watch a Don Cornelius special.
Yeah, I'd rather watch a movie about him and
In
the
the
Bumble.
rankings of best Cornelii of all time, does he rank after or before Cornelius from Planet of the Apes?
Ooh.
After.
Yeah, okay.
After. Ahead of Cornelius Talmadge.
I like Cornelius Talmadge. I'm Cornelius Talmadge. If you're Cornelius Talmadge, who is that?
For years, myself and my office mate would refer to each other as Cornelius to introduce ourselves to the guy. We'd say, Cornelius? What the guy says to Homer, like Grandpa says to Homer.
Did you know that Tim refuses to give his name to Starbucks? He always gives them a fake name to put on his coffee.
Interesting. Why is that, Tim? You think they're
don't
going to
know
steal
my-
your identity?
They don't need to know my name.
A man of mystery.
I don't need people yelling out juniper latte for Tim. I don't need them to know people to know who I am or what I'm getting.
Tim loves a juniper latte.
I saw the tweet about it. Yeah.
They are lit.
Well,
They
that brings us, since you're such a millennial with your millennial drinks, I'm getting you a Christmas gift. So I have a list of Christmas gifts that you need to rank for me that I can get for you, okay?
Okay.
Number 1, a reusable metal straw.
Oh God. I was at a hockey game on Saturday night and they didn't have the plastic straws anymore. All they had were the paper ones. And I was like, I didn't get a pop because I refused to drink it out of a paper straw. I won't do it.
So what you're saying is that you need a reusable metal straw that you can clean and bring with you wherever you go.
Straw. Can you imagine carrying around a straw with you every? No, I don't want a reusable metal straw. The plastic one. This is why I've been stocking up. I've been buying plastic straws.
You're like Elaine, but with straws.
You got to figure out what sort of drinks are straw-worthy.
Straw-worthy.
I have been buying straws on bulk because I know sooner rather than later, just like plastic grocery bags, they're going to be illegal and I won't have them anywhere. And we will all be very, very inconvenienced by this fact.
Tim thinks there's going to be, in some post-apocalyptic world, Tim is going to be king because he has all the currency, which is just plastic bags and straws.
Anything plastic. So what takes up more space in your hoarding activities? Old cards or plastic bags or plastic straws?
None of them take up any real space.
I mean, they would have to take up some physical space.
Well, the cards take up a drawer in a chest of drawers.
Yeah, they're real, unlike Santa Claus, which is only intangibly real.
Like Batman.
Yeah, like Batman.
And Spiderman.
Good old Spiderman.
So the next one on the list was actually a reusable bag.
I have reusable bags. They are practical for like packing an overnight bag or something. You're going to somebody's place. You don't want to bring a valise with you because that's a little too much.
Bring a duffel bag.
Okay, what did you say? Bring a what with you?
A valise.
What's a valise?
It's like, like a mini suitcase that almost looks like a briefcase or like one of those carry-on suitcases. The proper name for those is a valise.
You broke poor Paul behind the camera.
Nobody knows what a valise is.
Valise.
Making a judgment call.
You can't just bring a backpack or a duffel bag?
Well, you could, I suppose.
That's not fancy enough for you, Tim?
I'm trying to think how I would react if, like, I had a party and someone brought a
valise?
A Shoppers Drug Mart bag full of clothes.
Well, no, these are like those cloth Sobeys bags.
Yeah.
Cloth.
Shoppers makes them too.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a reusable bag.
What would you say is the highest class reusable bag you could possibly seek out?
Well, I'm gonna get Tim a reusable bag that's black that says this bag is green on it.
Oh God, I've seen those. Those are the worst. Yeah, not only is it's like trying to make an eco-political statement while also being edgy. And I want, oh God. No, thank you.
Tim doesn't need his bags making political statements, okay?
No, I don't really.
So I think that the metal reusable straw is not actually propagated by environmentalists. I think it's being propagated by cocaine users. Because if you were just randomly walking around with straws like Tim, people might think that you're doing a bit of blow somewhere. But if you have this metal straw with you, it's like, oh, he's helping the environment. But he's never actually using it to drink anything. Just go into the bathroom, like unscrewing it and be like, there we go.
It's a big straw.
I almost wonder if
you have to screw it in the middle.
Okay.
I have no idea how they work.
Sometimes if the whole banning of plastic straws is really being run by the straw industry. Sort of like the way New Coke was such a flop that regular Coke sales went through the roof once they brought Coca-Cola Classic back. Once the plastic straws are gone, people are going to realize how absolutely awful the paper straws are for having to carry around a metal straw is, that they will be clamoring en masse for their convenient, practical, useful plastic straws. and straw sales will go through the roof.
That's a take.
Okay, so reusable metal straw is number 1. Gift number 2, a $50 Amazon gift card, only to be used online.
Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, I appreciate the gesture, but I guess I could just tell you what to buy for me.
No,
How do you not know how to shop on Amazon?
It's not that I don't know how. It's just that I'm not someone who's used to doing that. It's just not how I think. When I go to shop, I go to the department store and buy the thing I'm looking for.
You don't want a little drone showing up to your house, dropping off a
No,
package on your front lawn?
Yeah, but you could like triple your spending power by shopping on Amazon instead of going somewhere.
I mean, that's true in some cases and not true in others.
In almost every case.
There are some places where they have the deal only at the store, and then there are other places where they don't.
I mean, you just run.
But-
Here's a tip for anyone. If you run Google Chrome on your computer, there's an application that you can download called Honey.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And so you get the Honey app, and it just aggregates coupons from around the internet. So whenever you go to an online checkout, you run the Honey app, and it will just run through like 100 sort of discounts. And like, I do it for flights all the time, and end up getting like $150 off every flight.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You
One
can
of the
always
few,
run that on Amazon.
One of the few like YouTube advertisements I've actually watched the 2-minute duration of.
I've had it for years. It's I've probably saved thousands of dollars because of this one app.
We live in very different worlds.
Because you don't live in the real world?
No, I don't do any of that stuff. I've never heard of that before.
It just sounds like you are such a fan of wasting time and wasting money. That's what it sounds
No,
like.
I think I can be quite frugal.
It doesn't sound like it since you're not buying stuff at its lowest price point.
Well,
You're like the guy who buys high and sells low.
I would not put it that way. But I do put a premium on loyalty, and that's just something that
If they were loyal to you, they wouldn't charge you so much.
Well, but I know what I think something should cost, and if I'm getting it for less than I think I should
You
pay,
actually don't know what stuff costs because you're not going on Amazon and seeing what stuff actually costs.
No, I'm not an Amazon user. I have to admit.
Get yourself some Amazon Prime. Get yourself some free shipping along with it. Plus all the TV stuff that goes along with Amazon Prime. Get yourself that Honey app. Whew, you'll have so much extra cash, it'll be overflowing out of your wallet.
Which it actually would be because, like a grown-up, I carry cash.
Most people don't carry cash, Tim.
Well, I know. It's unfortunate. You should always, that's a hint. You should always carry like a $20 or a $100 bill in your wallet.
Most people won't even take cash. Is used. Cash is used so infrequently that most places don't even take $100 bills anymore.
You should always have it just in case of emergency.
I mean, having an emergency fund like at home of like cash on hand in case you need to make like a quick getaway at some point. I get that part of it. Or like I had someone to come over to fix we have a gas fireplace.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, listen, if I give you some cash, is it going to be cheaper than if I pay, on the books? He's like, absolutely. He's like, you give me $100. It was going to cost $300. I paid him $100. Didn't put it on the record.
Right.
Perfect. So the cash can save you that way, but that's a very low percentage transaction.
Yeah, I feel like my mom was always telling me to carry $20 at all times, but I'm trying to really think about a situation where that ever actually helped me. Where I couldn't just use my bank card. Where I can use
especially now with tap
everywhere.
You just tap the shit out of the card. You're good to go.
Yeah.
And like I always try to stress to you, Tim, you're not getting points by paying in cash.
No, you're not. I get that. But I'm just that I was raised in a way that, credit cards were supposed to be for emergencies. And you tried to buy the things you could afford with cash.
I guess at some bars, they don't let you, unless you're paying more than $20, they don't let you use the debit machine. It's about the only scenario I've ever been desperate for cash.
So much, except for the place that sells cigs next to the bar we go to, they only take cash. But I think they're real crooked.
Yeah, that seems about right.
I mean, it was only like 3 or 4 years ago that like you could start using anything but cash, like Tim Hortons. Remember that? They were like the last.
Yeah, they were. They were very slow. That's true.
And now you can just punch it into the app before you show up, walk up and just pick it up and leave. It's fantastic.
Just don't go to Tim Hortons.
Yeah, I mean, Starbucks is much better for that. I prefer to brew my own coffee.
That's fine. But like, Tim Hortons is great.
Ordering from the app is so much more convenient because then you don't have to wait in lines anymore.
I don't order things through the apps. I don't like that. I like to go in person.
Is it that
he's also self-admittedly not a fan of like punching in his order on those machines at McDonald's?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Speeds up your process infinitely.
He's just a fan of collecting cards, paying in cash, rolling change, and standing in lines. He's got a lot of disposable time on his hands.
No, it's just that is the way that I like to approach it.
But you say like you grew up with this certain set of rules, but you grew up 30 years ago. Stuff's changed, man.
Well, but just because it has changed doesn't mean I have to just necessarily.
Wouldn't it be
change
better if you could adapt to what is currently going on in society?
I adapt to things all.
You just said you couldn't figure out how to use an iTunes card.
Well, just because
you're not 70 years old.
No, but just because I don't adapt to everything doesn't mean I don't adapt to some things.
Shouldn't you know how to do these things?
I don't know what I would do with an iTunes card, to be perfectly frank with you. I don't buy anything on the iTunes.
You don't listen to music ever?
Not on iTunes.
Why not?
Because they started charging money for it.
It's always been money.
Yeah.
But like you,
I would say I prefer to illegally download things than pay for things on the iTunes store. But
from CDs that you put into your computer that like it would like save the.
Do you know what? Do you Spotify, Tim?
Most computers don't even have CD drives anymore.
Yeah,
I know. That was a real like the last computer I bought didn't, and it was like really something.
Do you know what Spotify is?
I have in the past tried to use. In fact, I have used it a few times, but I don't use it very often. Like a couple of years ago, when the new cut of Sgt. Pepper's came out, I wanted to listen to it, and I found it on Spotify.
It wasn't as good as it was on vinyl, was it?
But listen.
Tim's a real hipster. He loves vinyl records and his Juniper lattes. That's why these gifts are for him. So, reusable metal straw versus I was going to get you a subscription to a meditation app.
Subscription to a meditation app.
Yes.
So, like, you'd pay money for me to open an app where it tells you to free your mind and.
Yeah, it gives you breathing techniques.
I was going to say, probably mostly breathing techniques.
Breathing techniques, different places where you can meditate, different time limits for it. It can play soothing music to get you in the right state and trance to really clear your mind and meditate. And it seems like you have a lot of free time. This is a pretty good one.
What would I do with that? Why would I need to do some sort of meditation?
Well, it sounds like you're very high-strung.
You seem easily triggered.
You're very triggered all the time.
Meditation could help with that.
Oh, I'm not that triggered. I mean, I get righteously indignant about things on occasion, but so does everybody. We live in a stressful world.
Now, this might date when we are filming this, because it's not actually on. We're not live on Christmas Day, people, shockingly enough. But as of today, here's how indignant Tim can get with people. It's not even just about Gentle Aquafit anymore. Tim says, someone said to Tim, TGI Fridays blows chilies out of the water. And Tim responded, not true. I have tried TGI Fridays potato skins from the freezer section before, and I was underwhelmed.
Well, they were not good. Like, what do you want? Like,
I would think you should spend your time meditating than buying TGI Fridays potato skins from the frozen section of the grocery
freezer
store.
section, as Tim calls it.
Don't worry about me ever buying them again because they weren't that good.
But why would you think that would be indicative of what the restaurant is like?
Well, I'm sure they use the same recipes. They use the same ingredients.
Yeah, but they do it not frozen and then recooked.
Well, that's what you think. I bet you there's a lot more frozen aspect going on to the restaurant.
And you think Chili's doesn't do that?
Well, but chili stuff, when you eat the frozen stuff, is still excellent. Whereas the TGI Friday stuff wasn't.
Okay, so it sounds like reusable metal straw is still winning this. So, reusable metal straw or vegan eggnog?
Oh my God.
What's the main ingredient in vegan eggnog?
What could it be? Just soy? Or almond milk?
Probably a lot of almond milk.
I actually had some almond milk last night. Disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, almond milk is not good. Ugh. Although it's funny you mentioned eggnog. So
squeeze it on.
I don't know if. So I don't put milk in my coffee or cream in my coffee.
Yeah, because you're not soft. Everyone knows you can only drink coffee one way, black, like the heroes of World War II. Do you think that people were in the trenches fighting the Nazis, getting cream and sugar in their coffee? Not a chance. They lived on black coffee and cigarettes. Greatest generation, Garion.
They were probably drinking tea, not coffee. But yes.
I mean, the Brits were. I'm talking about the Americans here.
Fair enough.
I don't think an American's ever had a cup of tea in his life.
But there's this new trend that I have witnessed of people pouring eggnog into their coffee.
That sounds right up your alley. You're a millennial. You love eggnog.
And so I tried it.
Of course you did.
And it's pretty good. I gotta say, I didn't think it was going to be. I had very low expectations, but it turned out to be like fun. Like, I don't like to put like, but like it's sort of a fun way to start your day with like one coffee with a little bit of eggnog in it. It's sort of like a treat. And so,
well, here's the
I'm gonna
thing.
do it again.
I think I'm gonna do it again. Sounds like he's doing heroin. All these millennial things that Tim really rides against and hates. Once he tries it, he really likes it.
Yeah.
I don't think this is millennial.
Like, how is that? How is putting eggnog in your coffee instead of creamers or milk not a super millennial thing to do?
I don't think it's age specific whatsoever. Eggnog's not some new invention. Coffee's not some new invention. Mixing them doesn't seem like it has to be something millennial.
That seems far more millennial to me than like when Tim said that charcuterie is a millennial thing, which very clearly is not.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
And then he tried and loved.
How is that a millennial thing?
I don't know.
It's been around for hundreds of years.
Okay. It's very hipster chic that you get at some gastro pub.
You can't get a charcuterie board at a gastro pub.
Sure you can.
Which one? Which gastro pub?
A sampler platter is not a charcuterie board.
I used to go to this place that called itself a gastro pub, and they had a charcuterie board on the menu, and I didn't like it.
Did you ever have it?
No, of course not.
Well, what was in the charcuterie board? Like, what was?
I don't know. It I had the cheeses, and it had.
I like it when it has the rabbit.
Yeah, I don't like rabbit.
Why? What's wrong with rabbit? When's the last time you had rabbit? I think you need to try rabbit again.
I don't care for it. I grew up with meat, potatoes,
that is
vegetables.
Meat. Rabbit is meat.
Okay. Traditional meats: beef, chicken, pork.
Traditional meats. I don't like any of these newfangled trans meats.
No, I'm just saying. I am not somebody who likes to eat exotic foods for the most part.
Rabbit isn't an exotic food.
I wouldn't say it's that outside
That's
the box.
like saying you don't like duck.
I don't particularly care for duck that much. It's okay.
Duck's
but like I'll
take the highest end of meat.
I'll take chicken over duck any day of the week.
But like the fact that you would even consider duck to be some sort of outlandishly strange and foreign cuisine is it's
not
startling.
Outlandishly strange, but it is outside of the wheelhouse of foods that I am accustomed to eating.
Why don't you just try some new foods? Because every new food that you try, you do seem to like. Like with all these things, every time but you don't, because you don't know if you like this or not. You've decided that you don't like. You're like a child when it comes to eating and even trying these new things. You've decided you don't like it, so you don't like it. Yet you've never had any experience with it.
When I go to a restaurant, I get the thing I always get because I know I like it. Why do I have to get something different? I know I like it.
As a part of your New Year's resolution, why don't you say, this year, I'm going to live a little? That can be your New Year's resolution.
I mean, that would be very uncomfortable.
Maybe sometimes throw yourself out of the comfort zone. I mean, you tried that eggnog in your coffee, and it was so much fun, you're going to do it again.
It was, quote, fun.
It was. I mean, you're making me sound like Principal Skinner here.
That's actually a pretty apt comparison for you. You are Principal Skinner. You would be the guy, you'd be the sad guy by himself at the laundromat trying to pick out which detergent was for him. Died.
Well, just like every person has a greeting card that's made exactly for them, every person has a detergent that is specifically designed for their needs.
I can see Apu yelling at Tim. It was the highest grossing movie of 1993 after Tim tells him his idea for Timmy and the Clonosaurus. All right, so vegan eggnog is currently winning the gifts I'm going to give to Cust. I can get you a T-shirt with your selfie on it.
I do not want that. What selfie?
Your selfie.
You know the selfie.
Never mind. Yes. No, pass.
I will allow you to take a new selfie to put on the T-shirt.
I shouldn't even say this, but so the other day I put on a T-shirt underneath my golf shirt, as I often do, and I was looking for one that was sort of like off-white, so so gray. So I didn't even look at the shirt.
It was the shirt that says it's the shirt that says CUST on it, doesn't it?
So at the end of the day, when I took off the golf shirt, I realized I had worn the shirt that said that on it the entire day and didn't realize it because it was dark. And you see, the wording is white, but the shirt is like an ash, so it doesn't really pop very well. And so I just took the shirt, put it on, and then put the golf shirt on right over top of it, never looked at it. It wasn't until I got home that I had realized, yes, I had worn that T-shirt all day. And so I don't know why I brought that. I guess I brought it because you talked about the T-shirt with the selfie. But yeah. So no, I don't need another shirt derisively mocking me.
Was the CUST shirt comfortable? And it let people know that you're CUST.
Well, no one saw it because it was underneath. Like all
you
you
should
could
just
see.
wear it. Why are you wearing shirts underneath golf shirts, by the way?
That's what I like to do during the winter because it's warmer.
Millennials like to layer.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Can't afford
It's like
jackets.
wearing a sweater and a shirt
That's true.
underneath.
We know we'll never afford a jacket, so.
All right, so it sounds like vegan eggnog is
Yeah,
still
that's
winning.
still winning.
How about some charcoal powder for teeth whitening?
That also seems very millennial. Although it could be, but I should say maybe it's like an ancient thing. I don't know. It does seem like something that like.
Do you really think earlier people were super concerned with teeth whitening? They're not me.
But it might be what they used as toothpaste. I don't know. I'm very uneducated on the subject. So
I'm really not a fan of that trend. I'm sure it works. I have no problem with the actual just process of what the intent is, but just seeing people with black crap all over their mouths is unsettling to me.
yeah, that would be. I've never seen that, but yes, I would agree with you in theory. I would not like that either.
All right, so vegan eggnog is still winning. What about a Squeeze-A-Bean soybean stress relief keychain?
I know those words, and I know that you put them in a particular order, but I don't quite know what they mean.
All right, so this one has nothing to do with like flicking your bean. It has a.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, you can flick your bean all you want. It's free country, Tim. Just don't do it in public. But the Squeeze-A-Bean, it's like it's like a it's like a bean.
Stress ball.
Yeah, but it's like pillowy inside. You squeeze it because you get stressed out a lot, Tim.
No, I don't want one. I don't need a stress ball.
You need a
I'm not that stressed.
You need a Squeeze-A-Bean soy stress bean in case people catch you flicking your bean in public.
Oh my goodness! Where did you come up with this nonsense?
It's a real thing. These are real gifts that I was looking at for you.
Well, I do not need a stress ball. If I ever need one of those things, to get one. What were those things that the old timey like things you'd hold in your hands and you'd squeeze that like had the two ends on it? They were like hand strengtheners or whatever.
Yeah, like the forearm strengtheners.
Oh yeah,
Or whatever those things are called. Yeah, I like that. Those would be better than a squeeze ball.
Do you just practice one in your right hand at home all the time? A, for flicking your bean, and B, for really gripping someone's hand really hard during a handshake?
You can't have
You should grip somebody's hand very hard during a handshake.
You'll end up like was
Hank Hill?
it George H.W. Bush or
No,
George
it was
W.
George W. Bush.
George W. Bush had the limp handshake with Hank Hill.
Oh,
And Hank had
Love
a
it.
complete crisis of faith afterwards.
Yeah, he had to go to Mexico so he couldn't vote because he wouldn't vote against him, but he wouldn't vote for him.
And then claimed by not voting he was actually being more American.
How about a cold brew coffee maker?
Okay,
I know how you love cold brew.
So I'm so foolish. Last week I was at the grocery store at the superstore, and they sell the cans of the nitro cold brew coffee that has like the widget inside of it. And I don't know what came over me that I thought I should buy. Like it's like 9:30.
You were probably riding high from so much nog in your coffee.
No, so it's like I like to do my grocery shopping at night. So it's like 9:30 on a Friday night, and I'm in there. It's very quiet, and I don't know what came over me that I decided I would buy this nitro cold brew coffee in the can. And I bought it, and as soon as I walked outside, I opened it and had a sip. I didn't have a second sip. I immediately deposited it into the can receptacle. It was such trash, and I was like, "Oh, this is." I don't like cold brew coffee. Coffee's not meant to be drank cold brewed. It's just it's an abomination. Don't drink it that way. Drink it hot. That's the way the good Lord intended. I don't want cold brew coffee at all.
At least it was 9:30 on a Friday, so you could just shake it off, get into bed by 10 o'clock, and just pretend like the whole thing didn't happen.
Yes, I did go to bed relatively early that Friday night.
Then he woke up early to get some gentle aquafit in to really start his weekend off right.
I wish they had class on Saturday mornings. They don't.
How do they not have gentle aquafit on Saturday mornings?
His 7 a.m. gentle aquafit slot makes perfect sense.
Then you could go get an early dinner at 11:30 a.m. All right, how about this? How about a handcrafted iPad holder for the bath?
Oh my goodness! First, who's taking a bath?
You really do seem like the type who would get some Epsom salts on the go, dump them in there, and just take a bath twice a week.
I cannot, and I mean this, I cannot recall the last time I had a bath. shower, of course, every day, but I cannot remember the last time I actually was like in a tepid pool of a bath. I can't recall it.
I find that really strange. I can't recall the last time I took a bath either, although I had really bad hemorrhoids once. I really had to jazz that up with some Epsom salts and hop in. Feel the burn. It was bad news. But that was more for medical purposes.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I got into a bath because I wanted to de-stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is this handcrafted iPad holder for the bath so you can watch Netflix on it while you're taking a bath and hold your drink is not something you would want.
I also have a very strong opinion that you should never, ever, ever take any of your electronics into the bathroom.
I wanted to ask you, so have you ever listened to music while you showered?
I do it all the time.
I do
speaker.
Yeah.
Is I have a speaker that I attach it outside of the bathroom and the sound like goes through and so you can hear it. I don't actually want it crossing the threshold.
Do you shower without a curtain?
I have a curtain, but you can hear them. I mean, I put it in the speaker, then I put the speaker in a big bowl so that the sound reverberates really loudly. It's sort of like when you put your phone in the cup holder.
You shouldn't have to mousetrap a speaker system to listen to music in the bathroom.
Well, I will not take my electronics into the bathroom.
Well, yeah, you don't need to. Why don't you just get a shower speaker?
Okay, well, I don't have one of those.
They cost like $10.
Now, that would be a practical gift for me.
Well, you should just go get one for yourself.
I don't know where I'd even find one.
Well, I mean, it was like when you tried to
on
buy...
Amazon.com.
It was like when you tried to buy a VPN at the internet store. You still don't know what a VPN does, do you?
I mean, I have a sense of what it does.
You think you can buy it at the internet store?
Well, I didn't know where you bought these things.
That's what you buy in iTunes.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and mock me.
Last one. Oh, we're going to continue to do that. A subscription to a ready meal service.
Oh, like Blue Apron or whatever those
Blue
things
Apron,
are?
Fresh on the Go. I think that's one. Mm-hmm. That seems like it'd be very good for you.
I don't want those things.
What would he do Friday nights then?
Yeah, you
still have to cook them all.
You just basically, I think you can cook them in the microwave. This sounds perfect for you.
No, I think some of them are a little bit
trickier.
Yeah, they try to actually
one where
get
you might have to
element.
grease the bottom of the pan. Then you wouldn't have a house left after.
Oh, I forgot about
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I don't know. It just seems like I can go to the grocery store and buy things and make stuff. Like I don't need.
But you don't.
Somebody curating my experience for me.
Yeah, you just go to the grocery store to go to the frozen foods section and judge restaurants.
And buy nitro cold brew coffee.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
I did that one time, and I'm never going to do it again.
Oh, you're secretly addicted, and you're just ashamed of it.
I'm not. No, I'm not addicted to it.
So
it was trash.
What if I got you a hoodie and pillow all in one?
What? Like, where would the pillow be?
It's in the hood of the hoodie.
Hood?
Yeah, it's like a neck pillow, but it has a hoodie on the back.
That seems dumb. I don't want that.
So vegan eggnog it is. I'll send you a crate of vegan eggnog.
I do not want vegan
Well, I'm getting you one of these things. That's the thing that we landed on.
I don't want any of these things. The shower, you mentioned the shower speaker. That would be practical. That I would use.
You should just go down to the local Radio Shack and get yourself one.
I was going to say, like, maybe Best Buy has this stuff, or Walmart.
Best Buy definitely has it.
Yeah, I wonder if Best Buy will have that. Maybe.
This piece of electronics.
Cross your fingers.
Okay, well, I don't know. I haven't been to a Best Buy in a while.
Okay, so Christmas candies or Christmas foods. There are good ones and there are bad ones. I have the single worst thing that only comes out at Christmas time, and it's fucking disgusting. Those chicken bone candies. I don't know anyone besides... I don't know anyone under the age of 70 that likes them. They're pink, and they're like like the shape of a chicken bone, and sometimes they're just flat, but they have like bad chocolate inside of them. They're gross.
Oh, okay.
Like they're horrible.
Yeah.
That would be my number... What?
I love chicken bones.
Of course you do. They're so
love
gross.
them. They're peppermint. They're chocolate. They're amazing. Like a double treat.
Disgusting.
Like a treat inside of a treat. They're great.
Just eat like peppermint bark or something. It's so much better.
I mean, peppermint bark's fine, but I grew up, eating chicken bones. So like,
you realize that you're allowed to change, right? Just because you did something,
like them.
You did something when you were 6, and that was your palate back then. It doesn't need to be your palate today.
I still like chicken bones.
You're an adult now.
Thank you. I still like the chicken bones.
No, you can't like chicken bones again until you're at least 75.
Well, I'm sorry. I like them. I do like them at Christmas time. It's true. You don't really see them the rest of the year.
Because they're fucking gross. And the only reason they get put out is because they're pink and they like brighten up a room.
Yeah.
And people try to have one.
They're a
like,
good candy dish thing.
And you know what? There's always an ample amount of chicken bones around because no one likes them.
This reminds me, though.
Turtles, I like.
Turtles are great.
I like turtles.
Tim,
Slowpokes
how
are
do
better
you
than
feel
turtles.
about advent calendars? Yay or nay?
I'm a big fan.
Okay.
Big fan. Do you think that it discriminates against those who are not down with, Jesus?
No.
Where's their calendar? Where's my Kwanzaa calendar?
Every religious or cultural festival has their own things. Advent is a part of the Christmas season. It's the religious period of preparation, getting ready for Christmas. So it's okay to have, it's fine to have a calendar that counts down those days until Christmas. It's all part of it. I think it's fine.
What's the perfect thing to be inside an advent calendar?
Just one simple chocolate.
No,
all you need.
That promotes bad health.
Oh, one
They
little
should
chocolate
get rid of that.
besides.
Yeah, but can you
Little
just
spoon.
have one piece of chocolate, Tim? Or are you the type of person that rips open all the days all at once?
No, then I wouldn't get one the next day.
Yeah, you go buy a new advent calendar.
Oh, no. I would never do that.
How many advent calendars do you go through per Christmas?
One.
Come on now, one per day?
The one that
per
I
week?
eat. A friend of ours I'm seeing on Facebook has an advent calendar of a beer a day. And like all kinds of different
I've seen
beers
that.
or whatever.
That sounds
seems
awful.
That seemed like a pretty cool thing. It's probably really expensive.
That sounds
So
like
you realize that's a bunch of craft beers, which you would hate.
that also sounds like
No,
alcoholism.
I'm not against craft beers. I'm against the people who say that craft beers are the best beers and that regular factory beer is no good.
I will
Why don't
say,
he change his tune on this?
He has.
It sounds like he tried some craft beer and liked it.
No.
I will
And
also
said this
say-
every time. I'm not against craft beers. I'm just against the idea that they're the only type of beer you can drink.
to your point, I remember talking to my girlfriend about this. I really have to give Bud Light kudos. Whoever came up with their advertising campaign, where essentially they're taking the approach of, yes, we are the conformist beer because there's more people in the conformity. It's really good.
Yeah, they used the strategy of thinking inside the box
Yeah.
instead of outside the box. Had the guts to think inside the box.
It's working.
Give all those people in Cleveland beers that they didn't even need in some useless game they shouldn't have won.
I'm still mad about that. See, this is why maybe I should get you the meditation app.
Like I'm not one to really hold on to a lot of grudges.
Of course
but
not.
That's one that
Yeah.
really eats at me.
Yeah, I can.
He wouldn't accept my Doug the Pug calendar.
No, I don't want that.
Do you know that Tim's middle name is Doug?
Douglas.
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
Douglas the Pug.
Douglas the Bugless.
Douglas the Bugless. You know that they say he should cut out junk food next year, but he's not a quitter?
Oh yeah, that's so clever.
How? I think I know why Tim hates Doug the Pug so much. I figured it out.
Okay.
So Tim always talks about his menchies on the Twitter. And I've gone through Tim's menchies before.
Mm-hmm.
They're not very positive.
No.
People are really down on Tim when they tweet at him. Now, if you go to someone like Doug the Pug, for example, I'm going to go to Doug's Instagram right now. He has over 3.5 million followers, believe it or not. Do you believe that, Tim?
Sure, if that's what the app says, then it must be true.
3.6 million. So here's a picture of Doug. Look, he's dressed up like a snowman. He
Oh.
looks great. So it just says, me melting into the couch, in quotes,
Yeah.
Doug. Because Doug's saying stuff. So here's some of the menchies that Doug gets. Snuggles is for real. Snow isn't a laughing matter. I love you, Doug. Doug, you're the greatest. Doug, you're so cute. Oh, I wish I could hug you, Doug. This one just says, de estar asim su. Ha ha ha. I don't know what that means. Sounds positive, though. Just very
so clever. Dressed up like a snowman in the middle of a Chesterfield, and everybody has to give him so much credit. Like, come on.
This guy says, please do this to all the grumps. You're a grump.
You're a grump.
You're a grump. There's a lot of
menchies
just
resemble-
thumbs. There's a lot of thumbs up emojis, a lot of smiling face emojis, a lot of heart emojis.
Yeah, why won't you let him melt into your heart, Tim?
But just, I
Do you
think that's
remember-
what Tim's jealous
Oh,
about.
sure.
Is that people are so positive towards Doug the Pug that he just can't
Do you
handle it.
remember the South Park episode where Butters had to go through everybody's social media accounts to weed out all the negative comments and behavior? That's essentially what going through my menchies is like. A lot of negativity and
Sounds
darkness
so
there.
dirty.
Menchies?
I don't know why.
My unseemly menchies.
Just a lot of people that are negative, but you know what? Doesn't bother me in the
But
least.
that's why
you
you're
don't
so
hold
jealous
grudges.
of Doug.
No, I'm not jealous of Doug.
You are jealous
whatsoever.
of Doug. You're jealous of what he's accomplished.
No, I mean he hasn't accomplished anything. His
Pug
owners
accomplished.
have been able to
He's
bamboozle
Doug,
people.
is
and-
it? I'm sorry, Tim. Between the two of you, which one is a New York Times bestseller? I think it's Doug.
It's not. Doug.
It's Doug. It is Doug. Doug the Pug. New York Times bestseller.
He's the character. He didn't write the book, okay? It's not him.
He definitely
It's
did.
the
I see his
people-
quotes all the time. Do you want me to read you some more Doug quotes?
No, I really don't. And I don't
Paul,
think
can you
ought to
pass
do
me the
that.
calendar? It's behind you, please. I'll read
No,
you some.
it's
I'm
behind
gonna.
Darlene.
I'm gonna read you some Doug quotes.
The calendar's behind Garion.
No, that's just
yeah.
the top of the calendar.
Yep.
It fell off the wall because it was so full of quotes, potentially inspirational quotes. Do we have any good ones?
It fell off the wall, did it? Maybe my voodoo doll is working.
Oh, that one wishes people happy New Year's. Thank you. Oh, look at all the different Doug
Oh,
pictures.
so many. Look at all those donuts. He seems so happy.
He is.
The October one is particularly obnoxious.
How do you have it memorized?
Look, this one just says, look, he's dressed up so you can see it in the camera here. No midnight kiss this year. I got you. Doug's so nice.
Oh my god.
I had to tape all the pages together so they wouldn't fall off the wall. Oh, look, here's one. Better than roses. It's a bunch of McNuggets and hamburgers and donuts
Is
and
he wearing
fried
a little
chicken.
trench coat?
Yeah,
That's a little
It's
sweater.
a little sweater. No cuss shirt on underneath either.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, Tim. How come why don't you have a calendar that people can buy?
I don't want a calendar. I don't need to, like do all these things like Doug does. Desperate. Doug is so desperate for attention. I'm not.
Look at Doug here. He says, if I eat this, will I poop rainbows?
He really asks the questions that people want the answers to.
Oh, here he is in a raincoat. You wish you looked this cute in rain gear, don't you, Tim?
Like that's so like boilerplate and unfunny.
It's super funny. Oh, look, here is. It's my birthday, and I'll eat when I want to. He lives by your. Is it because you two are so similar?
What month is that?
That's actually May. The same.
No, it's not my birthday.
Oh, sorry, it's June. June is Doug's birthday.
Doug is just copying off me. I was the first king of pop culture. Ugh. You know what? I am not going to let this bother me.
Look,
I'm not gonna...
here he is loving America because he says his booty is a national treasure.
Let's get to December. I feel like it would round out the episode rather nicely.
Well, we still have to get to Tim's rankings of the 12 days of Christmas.
Oh, that's true.
October's is so pretentious.
Well, this one's October's. Oh, pugs are beautiful. No wonder he's a bestseller. November. What is December? I haven't even got to December yet. Let's see. Oh, look at that. If you think my Christmas music is too loud, you can get out. I like that mantra. You can beat it.
How is he supposed to drive that car?
I mean, he drives better than you do. We've went over how you drive.
I drive efficiently.
You drive slow. You drive like a grandma.
If you say so.
I mean, most people say so. People who have driven with you say so.
They comment about how efficient and safe driving I am.
Do they? Or do they say, come on, Gramps, come on, Grumps, step on the gas?
No, they don't.
All right, let's hear the 12 days of Christmas. Definitively ranked, please.
The 12 days of Christmas. So I actually gave this some real thought. And so
Shock me.
there are gaps, and each of the subgroups basically are about a different value that the days bring. And so the first two, so the number one are the 8 maids a milking and the 6 geese a laying. Why are those two the first? Because by that person gifting you cows and milk and geese and eggs, you are getting just a consistent and constant diet of milk and eggs you don't have to pay for. It's a renewable resource. There is a ton of value. If this is the plus EV approach to the 12 days of Christmas, those 8 maids.
You're still confused about what plus EV means, don't you?
It's about increasing the expected value.
Yeah, I understand that's what the EV stands for, but you have no idea how to actually applicably use that in a sentence, do you? You just think stuff that's good is plus EV.
So this is plus EV. The third is the partridge in the pear tree. Why? Those things are, again, the pear tree, it gives you an innumerate number of pears. You can just collect them and you can eat them whenever you want. Doesn't matter what time of year it is, you'll have your pears.
Hold on a second. What's number 4?
The 5.
It doesn't matter what number 4 is. These are horrible. Christmas is canceled. No more days. We should come up with a 12 days of Custmas.
Then there's the gap.
No one cares anymore. That'll do it.
Then,
on this episode of...
Can I say what the last one was, though? What's DFL at least?
CUST CORNER!
CUST CORNER, it's CUST CORNER. CUST CORNER, it's CUST CORNER. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's CUST CORNER, it's CUST CORNER. CUST CORNER,
It's not, man. The worst is the 10 Lords of Leaping. What am I going to do with 10 Lords leaping around?
I mean, as we've established on the show, all you do is flick your bean, so you'd want 10 Lords of Leaping around.
Oh, my goodness. So I spent like an hour and a half researching this list, going on Forbes' website, and we're just going to just lied over it. That's great.
Well, this goes back to your time management skills.
Whatever. I guess it's funny for the bit. Let's move on.
Oh, no, it's actually a part of this group thread I'm in.
What group thread?
It's a group thread that I'm in.
Who's in it?
Not you, obviously.
Evidently. That's why I'm asking who's in it.
Yeah, see, it just says here... see, shockingly enough, I'm not the only brains behind the Pat Mayo experience. Sometimes I throw it out to the peoples, the peoples that I trust. Like... saying, have him prepare a list of the 12 days of Christmas definitively ranked. Then when he starts to go into it, explain that nobody cares and you're not doing it.
Oh, see, this was all a setup there. I spent, no word of a lie, 90 minutes researching, cross-referencing, moving things around.
I mean, that's time you could have spent standing in lines.
It's funny. We're going to make fun of Tim for spending 90 minutes of his life that way. But anyone who's just watched 90 minutes of this... you could have similar questions about your time management skills.
Well, there's also a different one in here, too, where it just says millennials are decorating their Christmas trees with unicorns and dogs. I like that.
Who's in this thread?
You can't know.
Well, I don't know why I can't know.
No, can't know.
It's all a conspiracy against me.
It kind of is, although I just told you, so it's no longer a conspiracy.
It is, because I don't know who's involved in the plot.
I will say it's people from all over the globe.
Getting a pretty good idea.
Almost every continent is represented in this.
Except for that poor guy in Antarctica.
Does that even count as a continent?
It does, technically.
It does indeed.
Is Oceania its own continent?
That's debated as to whether it ought to be called Australia or Oceania. I think it should be called Australia because that's what it always used to be called, but it entails New Zealand, Fiji, Sandwich Islands, Micronesia, all those places.
Is Papua New Guinea in there as well?
Yes, Papua New Guinea's in there too.
That's where they eat people. Like Tim. So, Tim can't go there. You know, Tim was in Indonesia once?
No, I was
the Philippines.
Okay.
Briefly, for about 72 hours.
Yeah, Tim was in the Philippines for 72 hours. He went to go scout out his wife and then decided, nah.
That is not what happened.
That was gonna be the best day of Custmas. It turned into the worst.
Meh.
So are you for unicorns and dogs as ornaments?
As a rule, no. Unless they have like some sort of like family sentimentality to it, like it's an old-fashioned ornament or
this one that my grandmother's unicorn.
No, or a dog, or like maybe it was given to somebody and it was important. Like, sure, maybe there's, but just as a general rule, because I don't want to have red balls and garland on my tree. That's not extra enough for me. I want to put unicorns on there. You know, like
Tim, I need some red balls on my tree.
Red balls, garland, tinsel.
Jeff Garland? You can't hang that fat fuck from a tree.
Uh,
Are you pro? What if people have fake Christmas trees? Do you have a fake Christmas tree?
No. I've always had a real Christmas tree. I'm not opposed to
Seems
fake
like a
ones
waste
because I
of
know
time.
not everyone can acquire one, but there is something special about the real tree that I think if you have the opportunity to choose between them, the real one's the way to
I
go.
don't know, they make the
But
fake ones
I
pretty
hold
good
nothing
now.
against.
I just
But I
do no
hold nothing
tree.
against
Yeah.
I'm pretty big on no tree.
just a aluminum pole. In the
Well, I don't
middle of the room.
even spend Christmas Day at my home, so why would I have a tree?
I'm doing it for the first time this year, not going home to see my family, just spending it with my wife at our place.
My wife.
My wife? What the fuck do we need a tree for?
Yeah.
I don't care. She wants it. I'm just like, yeah, fuck that.
That tree is nice.
Why is a
I
tree
wouldn't
nice?
go-
I mean, if I don't get a plastic one, then the tree is messy. I have to go
Well,
get
then get a
one.
plastic one.
I don't want to get a plastic one. I just don't want a tree. What do I need a tree for?
Well, just you don't have
But
to.
the
do
only
anything
gift
else.
I'm giving her is, here's a check. Go buy yourself something.
It just would be nice for the season. You don't have to put any other decorations up if you don't want to. That's fine. But I don't know. A tree seems like it's not that great of a hardship to put up an artificial
Yeah,
tree with a few lights.
I know what day it is.
It's just it would be nice. It would be fun. That's all.
Would
Little bit of
it,
joy.
be, would it be more or less fun than coffee that has vegan eggnog in it?
That's
would
what
not
your
do-
Boxing Day is going to be about.
Oh goodness gracious!
And here's the thing. Don't buy Christmas gifts for anyone. Just give them money so they can spend it after the fact so they can buy triple the amount because everything's way cheaper after Christmas. That, my friend, is a plus EV move.
More life hacks.
If you say so, I like giving people gifts on Christmas.
You can get them more 2 days after.
But the gift card deal is over after Christmas Day. So, like,
But that's just
I wa-
benefiting you. That's just a very selfish move.
in benefiting them, I am benefiting myself. So everybody wins.
Why don't
He
you
really
just-
does sound like Mr. Potter.
It's going to kill poor Jimmy Stewart.
That is not what happened in that movie at all. Jimmy Stewart.
Pretty sure he takes a spear and tries to stab him through the head with it. Am I
No,
misremembering this?
You're remembering Moby Dick.
Oh, Mopey
Oh,
Dick.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Sitting around with a Mopey Dick. Larry, you got to get out of bed.
Well, sometimes when you flick your bean too much,
You get a Mopey
you
Dick?
get a Moby Dick.
Well, that'll do it. On this episode, the Christmas CUST Corner, wishing everyone a Merry Christmas out there. Or what is the atheist version of Christmas?
I don't know that they.
This year it'll be Tuesday.
Friday? Is it Tuesday this year?
Let me do something here first, just real briefly.
Is it ranking the other 8 days? Because we don't care.
I was contacted by somebody named Catherine from the NHLPA wanting to wish her friend Mitch.
No,
a
we're
Merry
doing that on the show this week that we're filming.
Oh, okay. we'll
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
this out.
We're not going to cut it out. It's nice that you're going to do this, but I very much doubt that people are going to be listening to this in an hour 32 unless their Christmas is going just fucking horrible.
Yeah, True Lies is on. They're not
Yeah,
watching this
go watch
anymore.
True Lies.
Okay.
Is my
well,
advice to you on Christmas Day.
All right. Well, then I'll say this later on then.
Garion Thorne, thank you for being here.
No problem.
Tim Andercust,
Tim Andercust.
Not my name.
thank you for being here as well. Have yourself a jolly. You're always jolly. I'll give you that.
I like to think so. I'm a positive person who doesn't hold a lot of grudges, and it's in a pretty good mood most of the time.
Really stress that. I feel like someone who doesn't hold grudges wouldn't have to stress it as often
Well,
as you
because I have been misrepresented by people who want to interpret me as some angry, constantly upset person, and
do. Well,
I'm not.
if you've been misrepresented, maybe don't wear a shirt announcing to the world that you're cussed.
That's true.
All right, like this is why I wish I'm so stupid. I don't know why I tell these stories.
Would you say you're positive?
He's EV positive.
I like to think I'm a pretty positive person. Yes,
Would you say?
I like to look at the bright side of things, but I mean, I'm also very aware when various things are going against me.
All right, I'm Pat Mayo. You can follow me at the PME. Hit the description for all the previous CUST Corners, and trust me, they're mostly better than this one. But enjoy your holidays. We wanted to have some content out for you because dealing with families is rough business, so be safe. Don't talk to that crazy uncle too much, or he might try to sell you on some sort of pyramid scheme or something even more nefarious. I'm Pat Mayo. Give the episode a like. I'll see you next time.
CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner, hee hee.